Hello, everyone. Welcome to another review from Simply Nerdy. I'm your host, Steven. I'm joined today by the full panel because we're here to talk about Mario Kart World, and we're so excited to do that. We're just going to jump right in because this game was revolutionary for the Mario Kart series. It took Mario Kart and flipped it on its head and did some new things with the open world aspects and the way that each race is connected and you race to each one of the different courses. And it was just an amazing entry in the series. I want to hear what you all think of the game before I give my thoughts. So why don't we start with you, Austin? Then we'll work our way around.
Overall, I'm just really mad. I'm really mad at Nintendo because they weren't supposed to make this game this good. And people can say what they want, but there is so much content in this game. It's unbelievable. And it's also, people are still revealing new tricks, new shortcuts, new secrets about the game. Even people who have, gone online and said, "Here's my video of all of the P-switches in the entire map." And I'm like, I found a few P-switches that you haven't even found yet. So how can you say that? And so it blows my mind how much is in this game. And it's really good. It's really fun. It's very competitive. They did a fantastic job just nailing the mechanics of the game. The music. Oh my gosh! Can we just talk about the music in this game for a second?
Talk about the music. We're doing music first because those tracks in this game are phenomenal.
Yeah. So anyway,
I want to jump into that too. Like, just starting off from the reveal trailers, people could tell, okay, this theme song is great, and universally, I've seen positive praise for the music, and I love that. Nintendo, when they try with music, they're some of the best. So I love what that is, the music in this game.
Yeah, the funny thing is, so I think I've said in several contexts in these recordings that I'm not much of a Mario Kart fan, or at least I was not a Mario Kart 8 fan. But one of the things I never complained about from that game was the music. I thought they had some really fun tracks, and yet I feel like Worlds outdoes it by quite a long ways. And I think a big part of the reason is I feel like they wove in a ton of really good nostalgia. There's a lot of songs throughout the Mario franchise that I don't know if they've ever gotten a remade song. I can't think of a better way to say it. Until now, and it's just every time I'm driving along and I hear a different theme come on, I was like, "Oh, I love this one! I haven't heard this since I was a kid."
I would agree. I think the music adds a ton of depth to it. The nostalgia factor is wonderful. It's all very well arranged. Like, whoever composed these versions, I don't know if it's all done by Koji Kondo or not, but these versions are phenomenal. But I guess one thing that I did want to mention, which is a point that I think has to be addressed, is whether the game justifies the price.
Yeah.
And you'd have to twist my arm. Let's just say that Nintendo would have to pay me to say that it's worth the full $80 because the bundle is the saving grace as far as this game goes. But I don't want that to... It's not going to factor into my reasoning of why I think this game, in and of itself, is a good game. And, to sum up my thoughts, I just think it's definitely a game worth playing.
It's definitely a game.
It is one of the Switch 2 games of all time. It's great, though. I love it.
Love it, Austin. How about you, Anthony? I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
As the resident fan, as the resident who hates Mario Kart, so
well,
hate's a strong word.
I mean,
it's only a little bit strong.
You play a game of Mario Kart is scary sometimes.
I'll put it this way: Mario Kart World was crafted in a way that allows me to enjoy Mario Kart again. It's still not the type of game that I like when I sit down to play it by myself. I'm not like, I'm going to play Mario Kart. Like, that's still not my thing. But, I have done it. There have been times when I was like, I I'm going to do a few races. And that's not something you would have seen. I mean, you might have seen a snowball in hell before I did that with Mario Kart 8. So I don't know, and there's a lot of reasons why. I think that they just brought a lot more charm, both in terms of the aesthetics as well as the mechanics to this game. There's a lot more interesting things you can do. I like the charge jumping, even if I'm not great at it. I like the wall riding, which I'm also terrible at. But another thing that I really like, I enjoy that double the racers means that it's a lot more competitive, and yet at the same time, so it's ironic because it's both more and less cutthroat at the same time. Like a lot more is going on, and people can zip past you at any time because slipstreaming is actually useful. In fact, it's more than just useful in this game. It's like crucial.
Kind of insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And so there's a lot more going on, but the reason why that doesn't bother me, because you might think, oh well, if more is going on, then that means you have more chances to get destroyed, right? The thing, and I hope this isn't something that changes with future patches or anything, but I feel like my biggest complaint against 8 was that it didn't feel random. I can point to far too many experiences where the timing indicated premeditation on the part of the AI. I would be in 8th place, and and I'd be playing by myself. So there's all computers, and they would still save every item for me or do something that. Anyway, it was just. I hated that, because at that point it's not about skill. It's about hope you get real darn lucky. You might have more chances you might be more likely to win the lottery than you are to win a 3-star gold cup in Mario Kart 8. It's only a slight exaggeration. Anyway, I didn't like 8 because it just didn't feel random, and Mario Kart World feels like it's restored the randomness. Now, there are times when I'm still like, okay, that was a little pointed, but it's not every time.
Yes.
And that's the big difference. Like, there's been a lot of times. I remember one race, I was doing 150cc. I was holding first for a long time, and I never got hit by a blue shell. Now, I've also been hit by my share of blue shells in first place, but in Mario Kart 8, I've had times where 3 at once were thrown at me. It's a far cry from that experience, and I feel like I actually have a chance. There are times when I'll lose on the last race, and that'll be frustrating. But I feel like I actually have a chance through skillful play to accomplish it.
Yeah, I actually appreciate that they added more ways to dodge blue shells in this.
Me too.
There's like 10 ways that
I need to go look up that video.
I know 2 ways. What are the other ways?
Yeah, agreed. I want to know.
You can. There's a lot to either avoid it or completely negate it. You can.
I know that you can use the mushroom, and I know you can use the honker.
The honker.
Yeah.
Those are the 2
mushroom and the honker. You can rewind to avoid it.
Oh
you
yeah.
What?
You can go off of the map. You can go off of the map so that the Lackey 2 Bro picks you up and puts you forward a little bit.
Oh, that's
that
fair.
can avoid it. You can. There's a few other ones that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But yeah, you can rewind, and blue shell won't hurt you.
Oh my gosh!
I forgot about that. I did believe that.
You just blew my mind, Austin.
You heard it here first, everyone. Go out and try it.
That's single player only, right?
No, you can do it.
I think you can do.
I think rewind.
You can still do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do it online because I've tried rewinding.
I think rewinding works in the Grand Prix. It's just that it's more commonly used in free roam. But
yeah. Yes, that is a true story. That is awesome. I love that.
Oh my gosh, that means I have a defense at all times. A potential defense.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about rewinding.
Skill I can use skill instead of luck. Oh my
It's
gosh!
great.
See,
Well,
It's
the
great.
thing to note
Number
about
one reason.
rewinding is that you are going to get set back a little bit, but it's probably better.
Yes,
than getting
yeah,
exploded.
but
but not
nowhere
as much.
near as much as getting
Yes.
blown up by a blue shell and then be like, "Sorry, I'm going to tumble for 5 full seconds." Okay,
And
now
you
I'll
have to
go.
slowly accelerate as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
The thing with the rewind, it still requires some timing, right? Because you have to rewind right before it hits you or something like that. You can't just, I don't know. Anyway, I
Same
did
with the
watch a video
mushroom.
and it was saying something about you have to time it just right, but it is a way to avoid the explosion. So
It's amazing.
Wow.
Game
That makes me a lot more interested in soloing Mario Kart sometimes.
That's awesome.
There's nothing worse than the feeling of, oh, I'm on the 4th race. I have 3 first places under my belt right now, but I've got people hot on my tail. There's a blue shelf coming up, and I know I'm not going to cross the finish line before it gets me. And you're just like, well, all that skillful play is down the toilet. There's nothing I can do about it. So the idea that maybe there is something, I like that.
You can also avoid it if you're like far enough ahead that it just disappears.
yeah,
That's
there's
interesting.
you just have to have an immense lead.
Yeah. hmm
It's,
You have to
Disappears?
get good, and then
Wow, really? I
How the
like
heck
it'll
is that?
despawn.
well,
before it
I don't think I'm that good.
don't think I'm
me
that good
neither.
either. I've never done that before. That's interesting.
I will
right,
say though,
I'm
going back
apparently
to
the type of first place driver where I'm good enough to hold first place a lot of the time, but not good enough to not always get hit by blue shells.
Yeah, same, right? Yeah, same.
I was
Alright,
going to say
Lisa,
the
go ahead.
rewind feature real quick. I don't know why it took me so long to remember that there was a rewind feature, but I use it so much, especially in free roam. It's so convenient when you forget, or when you accidentally do something wrong, or you miss a P-switch, you miss a medallion that you're trying to collect, or the panels, and there's all these fun. I don't even know what they're called. They're not obstacle courses, but there's things that you can do on the tracks to take shortcuts and wall ride and all these things, but it's easily missable, and so the rewind has just been so helpful for that. It's kind of
That's
It's
amazing.
nice to not have to spend 200 years backing up and turning around and getting back
Yes.
to the spot. And yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yep.
I'm
They're-
glad that
they're-
Mario Kart took some inspiration from Forza Horizon.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you can rewind. I forgot.
The rewind feature in there, yeah. Sorry, Anthony, go ahead.
no. I was just going to say, before Austin reminded me that existed, there was quite a few, well, mostly medallions, that I was like, well, this is too frustrating. I'm done. Now I'll have to go
Yes.
back and
Yes.
try again.
All right, Lisa, how about
Anyway.
you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think some of my most gathered thoughts, I don't know, my thoughts that are most sayable are that I think it's a lot more enjoyable than Mario Kart 8. I can't super quantify that, but I'm enjoying it a lot more than I enjoyed that one. And also that I'm shocked at how well the open world works. I saw some people complaining online about how they don't like the between racetracks race part. I actually really, really like that. I know.
That is
Me
the
too.
best part of the game. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here being like, I'm not having to drive in a circle over and over. Every time my son wants to play Mario Kart and we're doing versus race, I say, we're going to drive to a place. I don't want to drive in a circle. I want to drive to a place. That's the best part.
It is.
Yeah.
Heavens.
Yeah.
What, David?
I mean, I don't understand why these people are complaining, because all you have to do a circle race is to pick the same level twice.
I hate change. I hate doing different things. That's what it is.
Yeah. I have to say, so the first time I played Mario Kart World, like we had a little party, right? You were there,
Yes.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get to play it with Simply Nerd. Sorry, Steve, I missed that one.
That's okay, David. That's okay.
But I did play it with Lisa and my wife and my sister-in-law, and it was really fun. Like, that's when I first got the experience of you drive between courses, you do the course. My favorite courses in Mario Kart 8, by the way, are the point-to-point ones. There weren't very many of them. Like
Yes. Agreed.
Mount Wario, I think.
That was one.
There was a couple of them, and I really enjoyed not just doing the same loop over and over and over. And so now Mario Kart World, everything feels that way. So I love that. Like, there's much less repetition. It just feels fresh and unique. I think the complaint people have with those in between is that they're less interesting, right? They tend to be straightaways. But anyway, with 24 players, like, there's still plenty of chaos going on and trying to get back in first place and things like that. So
For sure.
it's not. They're trying to say it's boring in between courses. I didn't have that experience. I thought it was super.
I don't understand how people can complain. It's like it's not. You're acting like it's some sort of blank, empty space in between. This is legitimately an entirely different course. It's not that this game has, like 20-something levels. It has, each one has a branch of all its adjacencies that are different courses. And if you play the knockout tour mode, there's some pretty nuts sections. There was one I did where going between two particular locations, it just ignored the road entirely, and you just were like jumping off of cliffs, and it was crazy. Like, if that's boring, then I think people are just resisting change. I think that's all.
I agree. And when I did that race, by the way, I went the wrong way. I tried to follow the road, and I got, I was like, oh, we're supposed to go off-roading. Oh, gosh.
I was gonna say that I actually really appreciate so Knockout Tour is kind of stressful, but I really appreciate the idea of it. And playing it felt really cool to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not repeating anything. I just have to stay in first best as I can. And it was really cool to just see the way that the courses, like the way they designed the open world, allowed the courses to just kind of flow into one another, whether it's by jumping off cliffs or, going on roadways. So I thought that was really cool.
I agree, and I was surprised at how seamless it felt.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I didn't even realize that I've reached the other course, and now I'm in the other course. Like, it felt like a fresh surprise every time, not constant repetition. And anyway, and to go along with all this, the open world is great. I actually like the in-betweens, and I love how it starts you off moving when you're after the initial, right? Every subsequent cup race, you're just like, you don't have to sit there and watch yourself doing nothing. You like, and then the race just keeps going. Yep. So I love how that felt seamless as well, and you didn't lose the momentum every time you start a new section of the cup. But anyway, the other thing I love is the courses themselves many of them are amazing. Some of the ones that stands out, there's a Donkey Kong themed one where like he's throwing mechanical Donkey Kong's throwing barrels at you. That one's fun.
So fun.
DK Spaceport, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that one's super fun. And you know what? I have not played the Rainbow Road yet, but I've heard good things.
Oh, I love it. It's so awesome and beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that was probably the most hype Mario Kart throwback thing I've ever. It's fantastic.
Well, I've got to get to it, and I hadn't had the chance to play the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World as much as I wanted, so this is kind of my impressions rather than a full review from me. But just to say, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to experiencing the pinnacle of all the tracks that I've heard great things about, and and just in general, this is my favorite Mario Kart that I've played. Even though, like I said, even though I haven't played everything you can do, like it quickly was like I love the new abilities, like the wall riding, the rail grinding, the ability to do charge jumps. They all feel fantastic. Just a great new mechanics.
Yeah, let me say also on top of that, I don't miss the hover mode at all.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean anti-gravity?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever, yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah, yeah.
I
I like what they've done here a lot better.
Yeah.
I thought.
It's so fun to do wave racers. Anyway.
Oh,
I
yes.
know! That's so much better than going underwater. I really like that wave race. Oh,
Yeah.
it's fun. Oh,
Yeah.
it's fun.
My wife has a lot of nostalgia for Wave Race. Her family had like a GameCube, so that was one of her favorite things. Playing it with us, like Wave Race, the Wave Race nostalgia. And,
It's a good game.
It was
just
good.
having like those, those wave mechanics, and like in the previous Mario Karts, you just sink every time. And so anyway, I agree.
still
That's a wonderful addition.
I'm still trying to get used to when you can boost when you're doing the wave race sequences, because you can do a boost after you go off a jump and land in the water. You go under the water. As you come up, you can do a trick and get a boost. And I forget about it all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have been jumping. Oh, dang it.
I just
And
kind of
get fine.
spam the buttons and
Yeah, right.
jump.
Yeah, you're not penalized for just trying to push it over and over. So
Yeah.
That's true.
um,
Awesome.
what else was
Yeah.
I had someone says, oh, I was gonna say that the rail grinding, like I saw some people complaining like the rail grinding is slower, but
No.
you can boost while you're rail grinding.
You
Yeah.
can actually multi-jump on the rails and you go much faster.
Yeah, you can do this continuous boost. There's some areas of the and I don't know if it's part of a course or it's one of the in-between open world areas, but there's like railroad tracks everywhere. And
Oh, yeah.
that was also a super fun level. You can just like grind on those rails and do all sorts of tricks and boosts.
It's so fun.
So like those new mechanics, it almost, the game feels like a 3D platformer, not just a racer almost. And I've seen some videos where people were doing outrageous like shortcuts using the new mechanics. Like they'll jump off the edge and they'll hit a wall, they'll grind on the wall, they'll bounce off something, grind a rail, and they get ahead like a huge shortcut.
David, you're
Whoa.
suddenly very hard to hear.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, say that last sentence again.
Can you hear me good now?
Yes, now we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Say that last sentence again.
Yeah, I was just saying I saw a video where people were doing this outrageous shortcuts with the wall riding and the rail grinding and just
Oh, those
skipping
are
huge-
fun.
Yeah, some good videos where you can see, okay, if I ever race against this person, I have no chance of ever winning.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, it's just, I love the new mechanics, and even though there's 24 racers and things feel more chaotic to a degree, it also feels less obtrusive because, I'll get hit by something and it doesn't feel like I have to wait as long before I can get going again, hit by a shell,
Yes, I agree.
or I hit an obstacle. Like you can like crash into a car and you'll like you'll like flip on your side a little bit, but you can still keep going. It'll play. Whereas I feel like in Mario Kart 8, you hit anything and you're just gonna have to watch yourself sit there and do some spin animation and you can't do anything.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Mario Kart World are those mechanics, like you already said, and yeah, just that the physics of hitting things doesn't slow you down as much as it used
It does slow. People can pass you, right? But it doesn't
to.
it doesn't make you wait as much. So
Yes.
you're still getting a consequence, but there's less like, okay, I've got to wait, and even like the Lakitu saving you feels quicker. Like
Yeah.
grab you, pull you back on course, and you're back to the gameplay faster. So you still might lose the race, but there's less interruption. It feels like it's interrupting you less.
So this is an aside, but I'm curious, did Mario Kart 8 have a counter that told you how many coins you had?
Yes.
It did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
in
only-
fact, the max was 10 in that game.
Max was 10.
Well, I like the okay, so maybe I never noticed it in 8, but I noticed it in this one, and I liked that the max was, what, 20?
Mm-hmm.
it's just fun to be like, oh, I have 15 coins. I'm gonna go fast.
Well, and on top of that, collecting the coins so that it increases your speed is it's very important in this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was almost pathetically incidental in Mario Kart 8, but in this one, it's make or break, honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like once somebody has collected a coin, it comes back up like nice and fast.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Same with the question blocks. Yep.
Yeah.
See, I like how everything feels so fine-tuned. Like the coins are useful, and it's a genuine strategy to collect those. The what did you? The mechanic
Question
where you
blocks. Oh,
the mechanic where you like get behind somebody and you get the wind boost. Slipstream, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's excellent, like risk reward right there, because they could just hit you with a banana if you were driving that close to them. But
Yes.
but like the risk reward of like I need that extra boost, so I'm going to get the slipstream. There's a lot more opportunity for like you to win through skill.
Oh, here's another
yes.
cool skill feature that they introduced was the ability to turn your camera using the right stick and aim at people sideways. So you can throw a
Wait,
green
what?
shell sideways at them.
You can.
Yeah.
It takes some skill, though, man. It's not easy. I tried. But I love that you can freely move your camera, and it's not... Because in Mario Kart 8, it was you have to push the right stick forward to go, and backwards to brake and go in reverse. But I love being able to freely move the camera much better. And the fact that you can aim sideways in whatever direction you want, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm gonna have to try that because I didn't know that you could aim sideways. I knew that you could look behind you. I didn't know that you could aim you're looking.
Yeah. My only complaint, though, is that it takes forever to turn the camera. I wish
That's
there was
true.
a sensitivity feature on there.
It is a little slow.
Yeah.
Future patch.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we're ready to give
you
scores. Guys, ready
Let's
to do
do
your
it.
scores? All right, David, how about we start with you, man?
Yeah, as far as Mario Kart ranking goes, it's at the top for me. It's my favorite from what I've played. I've got to give it like a 9 out of 10, I think.
Nice.
I probably didn't give it a 10 out of 10 because like Anthony, Mario Kart isn't my main genre. Like racing games aren't my main genre, but so that's just preference right there.
Yeah,
It's not my main style of game that I play, but it's won me over as far as the racing genre goes.
Love it. Love to hear that. Lisa, how about you?
I'm kind of in a similar boat where I'm like, it's not like in comparison to other Mario Karts, it is like a 10. In comparison to other games, I would say like
Super Smash Brothers.
I don't like that one.
Okay,
So,
Zelda.
I don't know. I might say it's like a 8.7 or 8.8, maybe.
Got it. All right, Anthony, how about you, man?
I'll probably also say 9 out of 10. And considering that that's coming from a person who does not like Mario Kart, that's quite significant. I'm very pleased with it. I can actually, when my son says, "Can we play Mario Kart?" I don't,
Like
make it
going off to the chopping block.
Yes, it's not. I don't have to funereally join him. I can enjoy myself. So
Nice. Love it. Austin?
Yeah, I have very similar sentiments, and I don't feel like I have much more to add except my score, so I'll just say 8.8 out of 10.
Whoa!
Oh,
Stop being
man.
mean.
That's awesome. And I will give it a 9 out of 10. That was going to be my score. It's an incredible entry in the Mario Kart series, by far my favorite as well. But there are just a few things that hold it back a little bit. And I forgot to mention this. One of the things that I do not like, here we go, is the some of the UI decisions that were made here. Like, for example, the character selection screen is really bad.
What don't you like about it? I'm curious.
This is coming from a UX designer, though.
Yes. Take it from a UX designer. Because everyone has their costumes, right? But, like, to select the character you want with the costume they have, you have to endlessly scroll to the right or to the left to find it. And though there is that sort button, it would have been so much easier just like to do it, just like they did it with Mario Kart 8, where you first select the character you want, then you can select an outfit that you like. Right then and there. It's like a little overlay that comes over the character versus having to scroll through these pages and pages of characters and all of their costumes on one big scrollable thing. I don't know, anyway.
Yeah, I get that. I do like that they've sorted it to like all the main characters and then their costumes at the end. But if you want to see all of them with their costumes, you just hit the sort button when you're hovering over that character.
Yes.
And so
yes.
It doesn't bother me that much, I guess, but I see what you're saying, and it would be nice to just select a character and then select their costume. But
I do like how they... Yeah, go ahead, David.
I was saying, Nintendo loves their scrolling menus these days.
Yeah, they do.
They really do.
My goodness.
Started with Breath of the Wild.
I've decided that with Mario Kart World, well, I think what the way they're like viewing it is that the costumes are not the same character. It's like they're treating it like a separate character.
Right. They're treating it like a separate character. Absolutely. Yeah.
This is.
I will say. Oh, sorry, David.
Just like this is not Mario. This is this character that looks like Mario wearing a different costume. Anyway, go ahead.
I was gonna say they might have made that menu worse, but they made the cart selection so much better. I
agreed.
I hated having to choose every piece.
Choose your wheels. Choose your paraglider.
Choose. I was gonna say the same thing, Lisa.
Choose your rear view mirror.
And then,
Choose your
like,
bumper.
not only was like maybe if I was like min-maxing the game, I would know exactly what to choose or whatever.
Yeah.
But even if it was easier for me, waiting for everyone else was so awful. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I wonder if anyone actually misses that having to like select each piece of your cart, because I definitely don't. Like,
There
Let us know
probably
in the
is.
comments
Some
below if
people
you
have
missed
complained about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
What
don't
they
know.
actually need is a way for you to customize and make your own car.
Oh yeah.
And then
Just
you
like
can
save
build
it.
it with the stats that you want. You know, you can have all speed and no acceleration.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. I forgot to mention. So our official Simply Nerdy score is 8.9 out of 10. I think we'll just round that up to 9. What do you guys think?
Makes sense
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. So 9 out of 10. Simply Nerdy. This is the best entry in the Mario Kart series, in our opinion. And you should definitely let us all know in the comments below if you agree.
Hey, one more little hot take kind of thing.
Oh, here we go.
Anthony, what score do you give Mario Kart 8 in comparison?
4.
I'm surprised he went high. I thought it was going to say like
that
2.
game.
I thought you were going to
hate
give it like a
that
2.
So that's the context here. Anthony giving Mario Kart World a 9 out of 10 is a big deal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and for us all, as a panel, to give the game a 9 out of 10 average is amazing. So
Yes. It's very true. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for our review. I think, unless there's anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up.
no,
I want to
All
say
right.
Gregorius.
Gregorius, everybody. All right. Well, if you guys like this content, please be sure to subscribe, like, and ring that notification bell so you're notified whenever we have another review go up, because we have a bunch more Nintendo Switch 2 content coming. So stay tuned and let us know in the comments below what you think of Mario Kart World and if it's worth the $80 price tag.
I'm on the boat that it's at least worth $50.
yeah.
That's what I paid for it.
That's what we all. I think that's what we all paid for. All right, guys. Until next time.
Keep it
Keep it
nerdy.
nerdy.
Keep it nerdy.